Hey, what's up, and welcome to Hack My Growth. Today's episode, we're going to be taking a practical look at how to implement SMART goals. Hey, thanks so much for checking out this video. If this is your first time watching, and maybe you've been watching a while and haven't yet hit subscribe, please do so now. We would love for you to join our community. So today we're going to be talking about SMART goals and really how we can turn those goals into reality. So we're not just dreaming of things that we want, but actually we're making them happen. So what is a SMART goal? Well, SMART goals are defined by specific terms, right? It's S.M.A.R.T. So it's specific, measurable, achievable, results focused, and time bound. By using these specific elements of the goal, we can actually have a better chance of achieving that goal, or at least heading in the right direction. So let's look at each of these elements, and we're going to start with specific. A goal should be simple. It should be clearly defined on what we're going to do. We need to be specific on the what, the why, and the how when we're creating this goal. So let's look at this example below, and we're going to walk through each of the different elements in this example. So our SMART goal is by January 1st, 2019, we want to implement a new CRM for our company using clearly defined processes and guidelines so that the sales and marketing team can better track and serve leads through the marketing funnel. So as you can see, this goal is very specific. We have what we want to do, we have why it's important, and how we're going to have that achieved for our company. So measurable. Now this is extremely important. Goals need to be measurable so that you have tangible evidence of whether or not you've accomplished that. So if we just say, hey, we want to have a CRM, that would be great. But how do we really measure if it's being effective or not, or if we're going to make it in a certain time frame, right? So right here, the measurable piece of this, the truly measurable piece of this goal would be by January 1st, 2019. So that gives us a time frame that we can measure against, and if we're not going to make it there. Now, obviously, the CRM has to work, and we have to have the processes. If we don't have processes and we don't have guides, then we actually haven't really met it either. We have different elements that we can track and process here to make sure that we actually are hitting this goal specifically. The next thing is achievable. We need to make sure that we can actually make this goal happen. We need to make sure that it's defined enough that we can achieve the goal, but we also must have the skills and the abilities to make it happen. So by January 19th, again, this goal, we need to make sure that we have a team that can implement a CRM. Now, if we're a company that doesn't know how to do that, this goal wouldn't be achievable. But if we have an internal team that can actually help us implement this, or a partnership that we can leverage to help us implement this, then this goal can be achievable. It's very important to make sure that the goals that we set for ourselves can actually happen. A lot of companies get into a place where they have goals that they can't achieve, and then they obviously get frustrated, and and it kind of goes back from there. So make sure that you have goals that you know you can achieve. Results focused. Now, this is sometimes also, the R in SMART is sometimes also like relevant, which relevant's a good term, but I think results focused is a better term for SMART goals, because we need to look at goals that can be measured and have outcomes, not activities. Activities don't produce results. Outcomes is what we're looking for. So again, the outcome here is to have this CRM in place by January 29th, and not just that, but so that the marketing and the sales teams can be better aligned and move more of our leads and customers through that funnel. The last thing, it has to be timeline. It has to be time bound. A goal that doesn't ever end is not really a goal. It's just a dream. It's a hope, right? So by January 1st, that's when we're cutting it off here. So make sure that the goal has a outcome by a specific point, and make sure that everybody's aligned, everybody's headed in the same direction. So let's say you're getting ready to write your SMART goals. Let's look at some questions we need to ask at each phase of the SMART goal writing process. So specific, what goal do you want to accomplish? It's pretty simple, right? What do you want to do? And then you need to ask yourself, how are we going to do it, and why are we going to do it? Write those things out. Start to align those together. Get on a piece of paper. What do we want to accomplish? How do we want to accomplish it? And why do we want to accomplish it? For measurable, how are we going to measure this goal as we've been hit? We need at least two. Is it going to be a time frame? Well, you should have that, right? Because that's important. We need to measure that. But then what's the outcome that we're looking to get as a result of this? How are we going to measure the outcome of what we're looking for? Achievable, extremely important. Is it possible? Have others done it successfully? Is this something that's never been tried before? Is this something new? Do we have the knowledge and skills and resources to do this? Very important. You need to be able to make sure that you can get something done in a timely fashion with the people that you have, or maybe you need to outsource to other people. And then Will meeting the goal challenge you without defeating you? A really great question here. Sometimes we have stretch goals that are good, but if we stretch ourselves too much, it can be, and we don't hit that goal, it can be really crushing, demoralizing, and really put us backwards. So we want to make sure that we're going after goals that are going to challenge us, but also help us grow and not really push us backwards. Results focused. What is the reason, the purpose, and the benefit of accomplishing this goal? And what is the result? Not the activities, but the result of that goal. What are we going to accomplish? Why are we going after the specific goal? And lastly, it's time bound. What is the established completion date? And does the completion date create practical sense of urgency? So you want to have practical sense of urgency, but you don't want to be, stressed urgency, right? Where we're like, oh, I don't know if I can do this. So you want to make sure that you have a goal and you have it within a time frame that actually makes sense for you, your team, and your business. So after you go through all this, what do? You write your goal. You start to create that goal. So the big question now is, what are you going to accomplish? What do you want to see happen? And how are you going to make that happen? I hope you learned a little bit more about SMART goals and how you can implement them today. I recommend you do this with big decisions and small decisions and really start to live by this. And it's going to help make sure that you're getting the goals done when you want them done and getting the results that you want to see. Until next time, happy marketing.